I like how at the very end you made sure like you solidify that they will always remember you, and to make sure that like why you're going to be memorable. Number one, realtor. Here's a track record. Here's the proof. And then you created the value of, hey, you're taking this off my plate by talking to the family members and getting clarity.
Well, I think so too. And you got to remember that this is what they're feeling. So a lot of the things that I say is I know what they're feeling already. So like, you remember when I was like, look, at the same time, you don't want them to think like you didn't give them a fair shot to keep the property. Do you think that's a very common family dynamic where one person wants to sell it and the other want to keep it?
Yeah, no, it's very common. Exactly what you're saying.
It's very common, and because it is so common, I'll put it out there on the table. I'll say something like, "Look, here's the feeling that I'm getting. The feeling that I'm getting is that like you obviously want to sell it, and you know that they're not going to qualify. At the same time, I don't think that it would improve the family dynamics, or I don't think it would be good for the family dynamics if we didn't give them a fair shot to actually be able to keep the property. Is that correct? So here's what I can do for you. What I can do for you is I can help them fully explore that option to see if they're able to keep the property. If they're able to keep the property, fantastic. You know, like you've done your job, you're okay with that, great. I'm good with that. Now, if they're not able to keep the property, at least this way now we've helped them explore that option, and you never have that bad feeling. You never have that like, man, like maybe I should have given them a little bit more time. Maybe I should have helped them explore that option fully. You won't ever have any regrets because you allowed them to fully explore that option.
Exactly. Yeah, you give them like everything there. Yeah.
Yeah, and now you're helping the family explore that. Now, here's the thing. Now, at the end, what I did is, and I used to do this with expires all the time, because what would happen with an expired is that I'd have a great conversation with them at 9 a.m, and then by 5 p.m, they wouldn't even remember who I was.
Yeah.
And part of the reason was that final thing that I said is, how are you going to remember that you and I had a pleasant conversation?
Yeah, that was a strong line.
How are you going to remember? And I got that from a guy named Michael Dugal out of Canada,
right?
Yeah, what he would say is like he would say something funny. He would say, how are you going to remember me the next time that I call? And be like, well, I don't know. He's like, can I make a recommendation? He's like, are you a soccer fan? And he goes, yeah. He goes, who's your favorite soccer player? And they would be like, Ronaldinho. He's like, okay, remember me as the Ronaldinho of real estate. Okay, so my name is Michael Dugal, but right after that, I'm the Ronaldinho of real estate. And he would anchor it in there. So he'd be like, hey, who's your favorite basketball? Are you a basketball fan? Who's your favorite basketball player? Michael Jordan. Okay, so here's how I want you to remember me. Remember me as the Michael Jordan of real estate. Hey, and then they'll laugh. Hey, Adam, this is Jose Morales. I don't know if you remember me, the Michael Jordan of real estate. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Okay, great. Now you're following up. Now they're able to anchor it, basically.
Yeah, you revisit the fantastic conversation that you had, because that's like, I've noticed, even though you have a fantastic conversation, you lose that time and momentum.
Exactly. Because everybody else is calling. But it's like, how are you going to remember me, Adam, when I call you back?
Yeah.
How are you going to do that? And if they're like, well, I don't know. Like, well, look, you're going to be getting bombarded with calls. Here's my recommendation. One, I would obviously recommend stop answering all those calls, because a bunch of them are going to be new agents. That would be my first recommendation. The second thing is, do you have a favorite soccer player? Do you have a favorite basketball player? Okay, who is it? Great. Here's how you're going to remember me. And maybe here's how you can put me down on your phone. You can put me down Jose Morales, real estate agent, and then put me down as Michael Jordan of real estate. And it anchors it, basically.
Yeah.
But you have to do that. If you're in a lot of phone calls, or if you know that you're talking to a lead source like a probate or an expired, you have to anchor it at the end with something that's going to allow them to remember you. Otherwise, the next time that you call, it's basically like you're just
starting all over.
It's starting all over.
Yeah. I've never done that before. And that's a key piece of how you're going to remember me. And so like, we'll take out a piece of pen and paper but like it really revisits it.
And then even put it on their phone. They have to put it down on their phone, and you have to tell them how to put it on their phone, because what could happen sometimes is that if they don't put it on their phone, they may lose that piece of paper. And what also happens is whenever they're looking for somebody, have you ever gone somebody's number and then you're trying to look for them? You're like, damn, what was his name? I can't find it.
All the time.
So what I would tell them to do is to put real estate on there, on the name, basically, or share your contact and your contact to say real estate on there. Because what could happen, I'll tell you a funny story. It was actually somebody from our EXP family, is that I was prospecting this lady and she's like, nope. I already have somebody. And then all of a sudden she texts me, hey, I got the house cleared out. I want to meet with you. And I thought it was a weird text. She was like, no. And all of a sudden she's like, she wants to meet with me. I get there to the appointment and she goes, hey, you're not the guy I already met with. You're a different guy. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry about that. Like I didn't know, like, obviously, like, my most sincere apology. Like, I'm already here. Like, do you just want to get a second opinion while we're at it? And she goes, sure, you're already here. I give her a second opinion. She signs the contract on the spot. What had happened is she had saved my number as Jose, real estate agent. And when she was looking for the agent that she wanted to work with, she thought it was me. So she reached out to me and I didn't question it. I was just like, hey, like, I'm probably the wrong guy. So I end up going to the appointment. She tells me I'm the wrong guy, but I give her a second opinion and she signs the contract on the spot, bro.
There you go. You took the momentum right there.
But that's awesome. Why too, like, it's like, okay, how are they saving your number? Are you making sure that they're saving your number on their phone book as well too? And are you making sure that they're saving it as something pleasant? Not like, Jose, don't answer. Jose, don't answer the call, realtor, or whatever, you know?
No, that makes sense. I have not done that. And I probably that will increase pickup rates because they will remember and anchor back and save it.
Not only that, but knowing that when you're calling back, you're going to have to call multiple times. And I leave voicemails multiple times. Multiple times I leave voicemails. Why? Because even though they're not answering, bro, they're listening to the voicemails. Or they're at least basically like they're remembering your name, basically. So because they're remembering your name because it comes up on the voicemails, it's more probable that you're becoming more familiar with them now.
So this is a technical, or out of curiosity, you leave voicemails for people that you
don't
like
answer.
Lead follow up, don't answer, but you had a good conversation and you feel like
So anybody I'm lead following up with, I will leave voicemails.
Okay.
I will be like, hey, Adam, Jose Morales, not sure if you remember me. We spoke about your property on 123 Banana Street, the Ronaldinho of real estate. Just wanted to kind of check in with you. Wanted to see if you still got any plans to potentially sell your property. Are you still looking to sell? So I leave a voicemail every time. So like it'll be maybe like 10, 15 voicemails sometimes before somebody calls me back. What will happen is that they'll at least start knowing who I am because I'm leaving voicemails every time.
Yeah, you're familiar with them. It's familiarity.
Let's say you're going through your voicemails. You're like, man, Jose Morales. Man, I'm not going to work with that guy. But at least you know the name now, Jose Morales.
That's something I just have to implement. Appreciate that.